There are hidden truths, secrets that often go unspoken in daily life, but they hold the key to understanding how true wealth is built. If you're here, chances are you're drawn to the idea of creating something lasting, something that transcends generations. Maybe you've noticed how some people seem to live in a constant state of prosperity and success, while others, despite all their hard work, remain stuck in the same place. So, what sets them apart? Tracy, one of the world's leading experts in personal development and wealth creation, has dedicated his life to uncovering how success really works. He's studied what allows certain individuals to reach financial freedom and build lasting wealth, wealth that endures long after they're gone. In this video, I want to share with you the core principles that Tracy teaches about building generational wealth, and more importantly, how you can apply them to transform your own future. Before we dive in, there's something you absolutely need to understand. Wealth isn't just about making money. That's what most people believe, but real wealth runs much deeper. Generational wealth is built on solid foundations you must learn to develop. It goes far beyond material possessions. It's about creating a legacy, a heritage of values, knowledge, and most importantly, a mindset that allows prosperity to flow continuously. According to Tracy, the foundation of any kind of success, including financial success, is mindset. And not just any mindset, but one that's focused on something greater than short-term gains. It must be centered around value creation, the ability to improve other people's lives through your work. Why? Because money follows those who bring real value, who contribute something meaningful that makes life better for others. We live in a world obsessed with quick money. Overnight success stories and get-rich-quick schemes are more popular than ever. But Tracy is clear. The true path to generational wealth has nothing to do with shortcuts. It's a long-term journey, one that requires time, effort, and most of all, dedication to a vision that extends far beyond the present moment. If you want to build wealth that lasts, you must learn to make decisions based on your long-term vision, not on the desire for instant gratification. So how do you begin this journey? The first step is to understand that wealth creation starts in your mind. Tracy emphasizes that financial success is determined, more than we think, by our mental attitude. He says that 80% of success is mindset, only 20% is what you actually do. That means you need to work on your mind before you work on your money. But what does that really mean? It means developing an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset tells you that the world is full of opportunity. It's the unwavering belief that there's always room for more, that you can create, and that you're not limited by what already exists. This mindset allows you to spot opportunities where others only see obstacles. Most importantly, it helps you stop fearing failure. Because if there's one truth, it's that failure is part of building something great. When you talk about generational wealth, you're talking about legacy. And that means shifting your focus away from chasing fast money and instead committing to building something meaningful. According to Tracy, successful people understand that real value lies not in what you get, but in what you're able to give. Wealth creation starts with a mindset of service, a genuine desire to improve the lives of others. This principle is at the heart of what true wealth builders do. You're not just looking out for yourself, you're looking out for your community, your loved ones, and ultimately, the generations that will follow. Tracy has always emphasized that wealth isn't built solely through isolated actions. It's built through a life philosophy and work ethic that align with long-term prosperity in every sense. When you create something that genuinely helps others, that value multiplies, because the world rewards things that last. And that's where the idea of building assets comes in. Not just financial assets, but intellectual and emotional ones too. Assets that allow you to keep moving forward without depending on constant active effort. In other words, it's not just about working to earn, but about creating something that can sustain you, even when you're no longer working. Think about it like this. If you only focus on what you're doing today, you'll be limited by your current productivity. But if you focus on creating something that continues to provide value, even in your absence, you've taken your first real step toward generational wealth. This requires thinking beyond material things. It means building systems, processes, and ways of thinking that not only benefit you, but can also support and uplift those who come after you. When Brian Tracy talks about the qualities of those who have built generational wealth, he always emphasizes one essential trait: self-discipline. Without discipline, none of the strategies or philosophies around wealth creation will work. It's easy to get off track when you don't have a system that keeps you focused. A framework that pushes you forward even when things aren't going your way. Self-discipline is the ability to make the right choices, even when you're tempted to take the easy or immediate route. Tracy is very clear about this. The path to wealth is not the easiest one, but it is the path that leads to true financial freedom. And that freedom isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind and having the ability to make decisions from a place of abundance, not desperation. Discipline also helps you grasp something fundamental: the power of consistency. It doesn't matter how brilliant your ideas are or how promising an opportunity looks. If you don't have the discipline to execute consistently over time, none of it will matter. Generational wealth is not built on luck. It's built by doing the right things over and over again, regardless of the obstacles. Another key point Tracy often makes is the importance of continuous education. People who create generational wealth are lifelong learners. They are always seeking ways to grow and improve, not just in technical or financial skills, but in understanding themselves, their values, and what truly matters. Without ongoing learning, not only do you fall behind, you also lose the ability to adapt. And in today's world, adaptability is everything. Those who stop learning become stagnant. In fact, one of the biggest reasons people fail to build generational wealth is a lack of long-term vision. Most people live only for the present, constantly chasing immediate needs and forgetting that what they do today will shape their tomorrow. Brian Tracy says the difference between those who create lasting wealth and those who don't is their ability to see beyond the here and now. Take the example of successful entrepreneurs who built empires. Most of them didn't start with wealth. What set them apart was their ability to plan ahead and make decisions that would benefit future generations. They saw beyond their own lives, and that's what allowed them to create legacies that continue to generate prosperity long after they're gone. According to Tracy, the secret to generational wealth lies in the ability to think long-term, to have a clear vision of what you want to build, and to take daily actions that move you toward that vision. It also means having the patience to understand that not everything will happen right away. True wealth builders know the journey is long, but every step is an investment in their future, and the future of those who will come after them. It's during tough times that a person's character is truly tested. Those who build generational wealth understand that obstacles are part of the process. What sets them apart is how they respond to those challenges. Tracy often explains that setbacks are not roadblocks. They're opportunities to grow, to learn, and to adapt. The road to wealth isn't free of difficulties, but it's those very difficulties that push you to innovate, improve, and stay the course. The key is to keep your vision alive, even when things fall apart. How many times have you thought about giving up when things didn't go as planned? We've all been there, but it's in those moments that perseverance matters most. According to Tracy, millionaires aren't the smartest people, nor are they simply lucky enough to stumble into perfect opportunities. They're the ones who keep going, even when things get hard. In fact, one of Tracy's most important teachings about building wealth is this: never stop moving forward. That means taking small, consistent actions every day, staying focused, and adapting to whatever life throws at you, without losing sight of your end goal. Wealth doesn't come overnight. It's a continuous process that requires patience and commitment. You must also learn how to manage what you already have. It's easy to fall into the trap of spending more than you earn or accumulating debt that keeps you stuck. But if you want to build generational wealth, you need to develop strong financial management skills. Tracy insists that personal finance management is crucial. You must learn to save, invest, and use your money wisely, not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of your future and those who will follow. Investing is another essential element of wealth creation. Brian Tracy is a strong advocate of smart investment, not only in financial assets but also in yourself. This includes everything from education to life experiences that enrich your perspective. Why? Because the more you invest in yourself, the more value you can create. Successful people don't see money as the end goal. They see it as a tool to create more value. And in doing so, they ensure that the wealth they build doesn't just serve them, but also benefits future generations. Finally, one of the most overlooked yet powerful elements of building lasting wealth is the importance of relationships and support networks. Creating generational wealth is not a solo journey. One of the greatest secrets Tracy shares is that long-term success depends heavily on the relationships you cultivate throughout your life. Successful people surround themselves with those who inspire them, challenge them, support them during hard times, and celebrate their victories. It's essential to build relationships with people who share your vision and can help you grow. But just as important is learning when to walk away from toxic relationships that could sabotage your success. Generational wealth also requires learning to delegate. One of the biggest traps people fall into is trying to do everything themselves. Not only is this exhausting, but it also severely limits your ability to grow and expand. Brian Tracy consistently emphasizes that if you want to build a lasting legacy, you must learn to delegate tasks to the right people, to build a team that supports you and helps your vision grow more efficiently. Delegation isn't just about trusting others. It's about giving yourself the space to focus on what really matters, your long-term vision. If you don't learn to delegate, you'll get stuck in the weeds, caught up in tasks that, while necessary, don't truly move you closer to your ultimate goals. Delegation frees your time and energy so you can keep innovating, making strategic decisions, and seeking new opportunities. Another critical element is the ability to take calculated risks. Brian Tracy has always said that true wealth cannot be achieved without bold decisions. Of course, those decisions must be smart and thought through, but you'll never reach significant success if fear or indecision controls you. Successful people are not reckless, but they aren't afraid to take risks either. They weigh the pros and cons and then take action. Risk is a natural part of the wealth-building process. The key isn't to avoid it, it's to learn how to manage it. If you want to build something that lasts for generations, you must be willing to make courageous decisions, challenge the status quo, and break away from convention when needed. Just as important, you must learn how to deal with failure. Failure isn't the end, it's a lesson. Those who build long-term wealth don't quit when they make mistakes. They use them as opportunities to grow and refine their approach. Building generational wealth also means being a visionary. Successful people have the ability to see what others can't. They carry a clear vision of what they want to achieve, and they stay focused on that vision, even in the face of daily distractions and challenges. This long-term perspective is what allows them to build something that lasts, something impactful, something that outlives them and benefits future generations. One of Tracy's most powerful teachings is that persistence is non-negotiable. Truly successful individuals don't stop when faced with obstacles. It doesn't matter how many times they fail or how many challenges they encounter, they keep going. Generational wealth isn't built in a day or a month or even a year. It's built over decades of consistent effort, smart decision-making, and adaptability. If you have the discipline to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road gets, you are on the right path to creating a lasting legacy. Every step you take toward building generational wealth should be rooted in a deep understanding of your goals. You can't build something lasting if you're unclear about what you actually want to achieve. Brian Tracy teaches that clarity is essential. Without it, your decisions become scattered and your progress slows down. Clarity isn't just about knowing what you want, it's also about understanding how you're going to get there. This is one of the key factors that separates those who succeed from those who fall short. Successful people have a plan, a strategy. Every action they take aligns with their vision, and this alignment gives them the confidence to move forward, even when the path is difficult. That doesn't mean they don't face obstacles. It means they don't lose direction when they do. And this brings us back to the importance of persistence. Yes, discipline and education are critical, but persistence is what keeps you going when everything else seems to be falling apart. Tracy often says, the people who don't make it to the end are the ones who give up too soon. True success isn't about having the perfect opportunity. It's about staying committed even when things don't go as planned. Persistence is what separates the ones who reach the top from those who abandon the journey halfway through. People who create lasting wealth have a special ability to rise above difficulties. What most see as failure, they see as feedback. For them, failure isn't the end. It's a signal to adjust, rethink, and try again. Every failure brings with it an opportunity to learn something new, and that's how real growth happens. That's why Brian Tracy always highlights the power of attitude. Your mindset is everything. You can't afford to become a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you must see every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. That doesn't mean ignoring problems or being naive. It means staying solution-focused and keeping a mindset that allows you to move forward no matter what obstacles arise. Flexibility is also key. Even with a clear vision, you must be willing to adapt. Life is unpredictable. Markets shift. Trends evolve. Circumstances change. If you can't adapt, you'll fall behind. Those who succeed over the long term are the ones who can pivot when necessary, without losing sight of the big picture. Flexibility allows you to uncover new opportunities rather than clinging to plans that no longer serve your purpose. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of having a greater purpose. Generational wealth isn't just about accumulating money, it's about creating a lasting impact. Brian Tracy emphasizes that the most successful people are those driven by a purpose bigger than themselves. That purpose could be the well-being of your family, the benefit of your community, or the legacy you want to leave in the world. When you're working towards something meaningful, your motivation stays strong, even when things get tough. Purpose gives you direction. It helps you recognize what truly matters in your life and keeps you focused when distractions come your way. Without a clear purpose, everything can seem equally important, and that leads to wasted time and energy on things that don't move you closer to your ultimate goal. But with a defined purpose, everything you do makes sense. Every action becomes part of a greater plan. Purpose also has a powerful effect on those around you. When you're aligned with a clear mission, people who share your vision naturally gravitate toward you. This allows you to build strong relationships and surround yourself with people who not only support you, but inspire you to keep going. In that sense, building generational wealth is also about building a support network, people who are invested in your vision and committed to helping you reach your long-term goals. Another pillar that Brian Tracy highlights is the importance of taking action. You can have the perfect plan, the right mindset, and a meaningful purpose, but without action, none of it matters. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Many people stay stuck in the planning phase, dreaming about what they could do, but never taking that first step. The secret to generational wealth is constant forward movement, making decisions that bring you closer to your goal. Even the smallest step puts you in motion, and every move you make gets you closer to the life you want. Taking action also gives you access to feedback. On the path to generational wealth, you're going to make mistakes, and that's part of the process. What matters is how you learn from them. Feedback is what helps you adjust and improve. That's why Brian Tracy always encourages people to take fast action and refine as they go. The faster you move, the faster you learn, and the faster you grow. One final cornerstone of generational wealth is time management. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and Brian Tracy puts a lot of emphasis on how to use it wisely. Most people fail to build wealth not because they lack ambition, but because they don't know how to manage their time. If you can't prioritize the activities that truly move you forward, you'll end up stuck in tasks that produce little or no return. That's why it's essential to focus on what really matters, to say no to distractions and keep your attention on the actions that bring you closer to your goals. Tracy recommends making a list of your top priorities and focusing your energy on what will help you move ahead the most. This often means delegating non-essential tasks or those that don't align with your vision. Learning to say no is a critical skill for anyone who wants to build lasting wealth. The path to generational wealth also demands a long-term mindset, a commitment that goes beyond short-term success and focuses on lasting legacy. External circumstances may influence your journey at times, but what matters most is how you respond to them. Brian Tracy often reminds us that the people who create lasting wealth, the ones who build something that endures across generations, are those who develop inner resilience to navigate the ups and downs of the external world. Yes, life is full of uncertainty. Markets change, economies shift, people face unforeseen setbacks. But those who create generational wealth don't let the state of the world dictate their future. Instead, they develop a resilient mindset that allows them to keep moving forward, no matter what. Resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about adapting, staying grounded, and continuing with a positive, focused attitude. When we talk about building something that lasts, the idea of investing time and resources into a strong foundation becomes essential. The foundations of generational wealth aren't built on what's visible or immediate. They're built on strategic decisions made today, decisions that may not pay off right away, but will create long-term security and prosperity. These are the silent investments that form the safety net, the structure, and ultimately, the legacy that lives on. The key is understanding that great fortunes are not built overnight. They are the result of years, sometimes decades, of smart decisions, but more importantly, of having a clear vision, persistence, and discipline. If you focus only on short-term wins, on what you can achieve today, you'll miss the bigger picture. This is another essential point Brian Tracy emphasizes. People who pursue generational wealth don't stop at personal success. They care deeply about what they will leave behind. Their actions are geared toward ensuring the safety, prosperity, and well-being of future generations. Education is another recurring theme in Tracy's teachings. The process of learning and passing on that knowledge, especially within your family or close circle, is key to preserving wealth over time. Families who share financial wisdom, business principles, and the core values behind wealth creation are far more likely to sustain that prosperity through the generations. As you share your knowledge and experience, you're planting the seeds for your children, your grandchildren, and all who come after you to continue what you've started. That's why it's vital to understand that a legacy isn't just about material possessions. It's about values, principles, and a mindset that allows the next generation to build upon what you've achieved. That is the true meaning of generational wealth. Tracy explains that knowledge is transferable, and the ability to manage money, investments, and business is something that can and must be taught. But as you work toward creating generational wealth, it's equally important not to lose sight of your personal well-being. Wealth should never come at the cost of your health or your happiness. It's easy to fall into the trap of overworking, believing that every sacrifice is necessary for financial success. But as Brian Tracy wisely puts it, money is only a tool. The purpose of wealth is to give you freedom, not to trap you in a never-ending cycle of work. That's why a fundamental principle Tracy teaches is the importance of balancing your personal life with your professional goals. True success isn't measured by how much you accumulate, but by your ability to enjoy that wealth, to live a life that is rich in meaning and joy. This means making time for yourself, your family, and the people who truly matter. The people who succeed in building generational wealth understand that success is not just about money. It's about the balance between your responsibilities, your health, and your inner peace. Life shouldn't be one long sacrifice, nor should it be a game where only the future matters while the present is ignored. creating generational wealth requires a holistic vision of what success truly means. It's not just about material accomplishments. It's about how those accomplishments positively shape your life and the lives of those around you. Financial freedom, the goal so many people chase, isn't just a matter of numbers. It's about being able to live the life you truly want. It's about having the freedom to do what you love, to spend quality time with those you care about, and to contribute meaningfully to your community. Generational wealth means having the freedom to choose your own path, not being chained by financial necessity. When you are financially free, your decisions come from a place of abundance, not scarcity. And that may be one of the greatest accomplishments of all, not just building a legacy of wealth, but of freedom and quality of life. But freedom doesn't just happen. It's the result of strategic planning and consistent discipline. It's also the result of learning to make choices that align with your values and what you truly want for yourself and your family. The journey toward generational wealth is not only a financial one, it's a path of personal growth, expansion, continuous learning, and evolution. Because at the end of the day, when you build generational wealth, you're creating something much greater than money. You're building a legacy that leaves a mark on the world, a legacy that impacts lives for generations, a legacy measured not just in dollars, but in values passed on, in the mindset you instilled, and in the example you lived. What you've learned today is not just theory. This is a real journey you can begin right now. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every step you take is part of the process of creating your legacy. Remember, true wealth is not just what you have, it's what you can create for yourself and for those who will come after you. Vision, discipline, ongoing education, and resilience. These are the pillars that will help you build something that lasts. Something that doesn't just benefit you, but benefits generations to come. Now imagine what could happen if you start applying these principles. What could you build in 5, 10, or even 20 years? What you've learned here today is only the beginning, a doorway into a powerful journey of personal and financial transformation. Generational wealth is within reach, but only for those who have the courage to commit to their vision. Those who understand that the road is long and who are willing to stay the course. Those are the ones who leave a lasting impact. So the question now is, are you ready to take the first step toward creating your legacy? If you are, don't walk this journey alone. This channel is a space where we share knowledge, experiences, and tools that can change your life and your future. So subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. The more we share, the more people we inspire, and the more we can help others create the generational wealth they deserve. Your engagement doesn't just help spread the message. It helps build a community of people committed to success, growth, and legacy. When you interact with this content, you're not only committing to your own transformation, you're helping others discover the same path toward prosperity and purpose. So what are you waiting for? Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned and take action today. No step is too small. The most important thing is to start. Share your thoughts, your dreams, your goals. Because together, we can build a better future. One where generational wealth is not just a dream, but a reality for all. Thank you for being here, for sharing this moment, and for being part of this movement. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, the power to change your life and your legacy is in your hands. Take action now and make your legacy something that lasts forever.